John, I love your book. What I was talking about was, in the beginning, someone had told me to find the positive in this wreckage, this chaos. I think they might have got something in the mouth, because the confusion, the anger, and the unfairness to what happens when you get a cancer diagnosis, that isn't just one sentence. It's over and over, and you just don't think you can stand up again. And you get another blow and another blow. Even though you stand up, you're a thread of who you were. To say there's beauty in this wreckage, you can see where they're going to get a sock in the mouth. And life makes sense backwards thing. At the time, it's beautiful to be able to talk to someone who gets it. Well-meaning people, but they just... Do they say the wrong thing? I don't know. Maybe they're just not listening. I think that's where sometimes something like your book is so candid, so out there, so says the words you want to say. Maybe sometimes a little edgy, but you kind of need those edgy words because that's how you feel. One of the things that really resonated with me was this little area you had about how there's this fatal genetic piece in a man to want to fix things. They're very protective. It's their nature. That's who they are. And cancer diagnosis and what you go through is your own journey, unfortunately, or your own path. No one can fix it. No one. And then the other thing is that I love this way that you talk about the new normal. You both have to get wet. You can't be sort of standing on the bank of the raging river encouraging them. No, you have to kind of get in there, hold their hand, get wet too, but you'll never know what it feels like. You just have to be there, to make a day special. You see, this is why you need a crowd. Is the caregiver isn't just one. I had a care, obviously my husband's amazing, but if I talked about my fears of dying or fears of what I was going through, he's also having trouble getting through this. So, you can't make the house of cards fall down. Mm-hmm. So you really kind of need that third person. That might be me as a doctor, confident, my confession box. Being strong means you are warrior. Now there's another piece in your book. Okay, that's another piece I wanted to talk about. Was we talk about beating cancer. We talk about being the warrior of cancer. I like how you said, I'm gonna think about this, that you said sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you have to get a rain check. It is like that. It's you can push yourself to do some things that you're quite proud of. Then you have chemo and you have to curl up in your bed, like you feel like you want to be in the back of your closet, and you feel like you can only count every minute by. I can remember taking the pain medication, saying, just let 5 minutes go. Let's let 20 minutes go. Let it work after that Neulasta. Oh, the pain just curls you into a ball, and you can only count by minute. Like the rest of life doesn't exist. It's just the minutes of getting rid of that pain. There's something I remember very clearly, and look at all the things I've had to go through, but those minutes I remember very clearly. Listening is actually a skill. Not talking is a remarkable thing. You have to listen, take a word from that, or take something from what you've listened to show that you have truly and deeply taken it in. Reflect it back openly and allow more listening so that the conversation continues. Sometimes what comes out of that is what's very deep. We don't have answers for them, but we can simply put them on the table together and have a look at them. All these working groups see that there's a big role in primary care, and primary care is the people who need to be the glue that keep this person together. It can often pull relationships apart. I was always told that, and I never believed it until I went through it and realized I was actually very afraid it would, never realizing actually it brought us together, because I think that's what can happen. You just decide. You said that. You make a choice. Are you in or are you out? Because it's not fun, but on the other hand, it's grounding and you take a new look at life. I love the fact that you get that. You don't just move on. You have to deal with every day with reminders of what was. And the grief and loss with that is you live with, but it is always there. Cognitively, let's say. Look at that. I mean, I go back, fast job with, it's a lot of multitasking, and the duration I'm able to work isn't nearly as long. I was able to justify that by doing my therapy and asking for help and really understanding myself and realizing that I write these positive thinking cards, and those were just phrases, much like your quotes, that empowered me to realize that I bring more than I've lost. And it's really about that. And we really have to recognize that I have lost. And I don't say that I'm as who you were. But what you bring is so valuable that I think it's really important to put that as who you now are. Getting back to the beauty in the wreckage, let's just sort of do that at the conclusion here, because getting back to the beauty in the wreckage, I used to hear people say this, but it is weird to say, I don't think I'd want it any other way. Maybe it's because I recognize purpose. I am making such a difference. I'm not just worker bee anymore. And you know, when you're not worker bee, when you take leadership, and I just said, I'm not a leader, I haven't done any of those courses. And they say, oh, but you are. Like, look at what you're doing. I am. and you don't realize that you're taking life in a whole different trajectory.